Hey, so, I think I say that on every video. My mom calls me last night. I guess she's been watching my videos and she's like, so, now are you doing okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. She's like, what about this video? Like, was your childhood really that bad? I was like, what? But it made me realize that I was making her feel bad. So I kind of want to address a couple things. So first off, I'm starting the beginning mom. So I'm just working my way up. Stuff I've already cleared, taken care of. I'm just kind of showing them. And I love you. My mom is one of the greatest people on earth. And the point is my life wasn't actually that bad, but it messed me up. So if my mom could mess me up being as awesome as she is, it makes you want to be a more conscious parent, because every little thing we do affects our kids. So that's the point of this, is to help us realize what we're doing with our behaviors. Also, it's help us to have more compassion for other people. Our world is so full of people wanting to judge everybody else and tell them how to run their lives and what's wrong with them. Or, you know, we have all these support systems for like AAA and things like that. But what about the pedophiles? What about the murderers? What about the people who can't talk about their problems because society shuns them? You know, it's some of those kind of people that had the worst childhoods. They didn't have anybody there for them. They had no one to help them work through their issues. And so by being more conscious, you can have a lot more empathy for other people. And you can stop judging. Another reason for this is because I want you to understand that every single person in your life is there because you asked them to be there. My ex-husband, yeah, my life there sucked. It was the worst 3 years of my life. But you know what? One day when I was in trouble again, and I was in the living room, and he was yelling at me, and for something really stupid, and I'm just like, whoa, thinking that I'm not going to be able to make it through the next day. And all of a sudden, their whole room changed, and I was like surrounded by like this warm, loving feeling. And he was sitting across the table with my sister wife, and they were sitting there. And I just remember having so much love for him and her for being willing to come down here on earth and do this for me, so that I could learn what I needed to learn about myself and about forgiveness and things like that. So we chose this. Every rotten, naughty person in your life, they are your best friend on the other side. And you said, hey, dude, come down and be a jerk so I can learn this. So you picked your parents. You picked your boss. You picked your spouse. So stop blaming everyone for your problems and start asking why. Why did I attract this into my life? Why did I ask for this? And we will go through videos on how I'm going to show you actually how to piece things together. And another thing I want to address again with judgment is the best part about awakening, honestly, is that we get rid of judgment. You all preach about not judging in your religions, but how many of you actually practice what you preach? One of my favorite Facebook posts, I post it to my grandma every time I see it because she freaking laughs her butt off. But it's the one of Jesus, and he says, thou shalt not judge. And a guy gets up in the crowd and he's like, what about the gays? And he's like, did I fucking stutter? My grandma will like literally topple over laughing every time she reads it. And it's just because it's how our society is. It's like we believe in not judging and being loving and kind. We're raised in these Christian ideas, but we don't really practice them. It's kind of funny, but with awakening, because you can feel other people and you can feel yourself, you start having way more compassion. You know, one of the things we were raised very racist. My religion taught me some really racist beliefs. I remember when I first came out of there, and my husband's LDS, so I sat in church, and there was a black person in church, and I was like, oh my gosh, and like I had to go home and pray about it. And you know, I just had this really, like, comforting feeling come over me, and it said, do you really think Joseph Smith could have given the black man the priesthood? I mean, let's just be honest. The people were so racist back then, they would have killed him and Joseph Smith. The point is it was never in the doctrine. It was just something that Joseph Smith did to save the poor guy's life. Our society is so on right and wrong and black and white that we have lost our humanity. And another thing, so it was really good for me to, when I awoken, to start challenging these racist beliefs that I've been given. And I had a great experience. I went over to the Bahamas. And I was, and I don't know if you know about the Bahamas, but it's a majority black people. And I was like, whoa, they were the sweetest, kindest, most loving people I've ever met. Like, I literally could live there by myself. I trust them more than I trust the people in America. I could live there by myself and never even bat an eye. They're all like, I don't know, their souls are so beautiful because they don't have the anger and the rage, and that's what I realized we're scared of. It's the anger and rage within our society, because we've created a place where they don't feel like they're accepted. But you know why we're afraid of them? Because they are powerful. Have you felt their energy? It's amazing. They are like, seriously, these powerhouses of, like, when they want something, they do it. It is one of the most beautiful things to see when you get past your fear. And I remember one dream I had, and it was one of the most beautiful experiences I had when it came to facing fears. Inside my dream, I'm showing off my big, beautiful house. I just bought this house, and I'm showing all my friends. But there's one corner of the house I'm super scared of. And so I would go by it, and I wouldn't show anybody. And it was dark, and it was scary, and I even thought it was evil. And it would chuck books at me. And I realized later that my fear of it was what made it evil or scary or bad. And I remember my guide, he was standing next to me, and he kind of laughed at me, and he goes, "Nat, why are you scared of that corner?" And I'm like, "Well, it's mean. It throws things at me. It hates me." And he's like, "Have you ever asked it why?" And I'm like, "No, it's evil. Why would I even ask it why? It's evil because it's evil because it's evil, right?" And he goes, "Why don't you just go ask it what's wrong with it?" So I'm really scared at this point, and I walk over to the corner, and I'm like, "Okay, why are you mad at me?" And the dresser starts screaming at me, you know, get away, I hate you." And I'm like, "I know you hate me, but just tell me why. I don't know what I did to you." And it starts crying, and it's like, they left me. They abandoned me. My previous owners just let me go. And I had the most overwhelming, like, feeling of like, holy crap, I am so sorry this happened to you. And I promised the dresser that I would love it, that I would take care of it, that I would honor it. And as I talked about these things that I was willing to do for it, because I wasn't going to be the previous owners, I wasn't going to hurt it, it transformed to one of the most beautiful parts of my house. In fact, it became the one part I showed all of my friends when they came over, because it was the one part I was proudest of. So when you think about judging people because you're scared, because you don't understand them, or because your religion tells you they're bad, you don't know what they've been through. You don't know. Your book is just a book about somebody's opinion. That's why it's called history, his story. It's not generally, you know, I have opinions all the time, okay? It doesn't mean that it's, you know, somebody needs to write a book and force everybody to believe what I believe. Anyways, just wanted to share this with you and hope that it will help you understand one of the greatest parts about awakening is learning to give up all judgment and having more compassion for your human fellow beings and taking responsibility for the people in your life. You asked for them, and they're here because they love you.